Before I could embark on Frodo's epic journey through Middle-earth, I would first have to create Frodo Baggins himself and give him all of the attributes a hobbit from the Shire would have. I decided to make him a Britannian, as the hobbits were renowned throughout Middle-earth for being forest-dwelling scum. Ah, look at that beautiful face. Perfect. Of course, he would have to be short, scrawny, and unwashed, like every true hero should be. The difficulty, of course, was set to the hardest possible, to reflect Frodo's unforgiving journey all the way to Mount Doom. An appropriate banner was then selected. I could then proceed to make the most authentic Frodo experience possible. After capturing a few establishing shots and walking around in the forest like a hobbit, I was approached by two friendly bandits, who I assumed just wanted a cup of tea and an autograph from Frodo himself. After receiving a stone to the face, I assumed this would not be a friendly engagement and decided to test Frodo's melee skills against their faces. This worked quite well for 4 seconds, and then Frodo died a gruesome death.
At last!
Frodo was then captured for a whole day, where he suffered nothing but human depravity and banditry. Once escaped, I headed to the nearest village and built up an army that could protect Frodo's derriere from banditry. I then decided to plan Frodo's journey through the land of Caldaria, using the map of Middle-earth as a reference point. I could correctly map using Microsoft 3D Paint Frodo's journey all the way through Caldaria to Mount Doom. There I found a suspiciously identical mountain. This would act as Frodo's final destination and the completion of his Frodo journey.
Gandalf?
But first, I had to consider the second most important character in this story, Samwell Gamgee, Frodo's partner. This would be an enormous challenge, as I would not only have to find someone who looked like Samwell, I needed someone who had the cowardice and temperament of Samwell himself. Costume design and hobbit attire was very easy to find. I even found a little hobbit rope to keep their pants from falling down. However, the hardest challenge would be finding a way of making Middle-earth completely hostile to the hobbits without actually dying on the way back to the starting area, the village of Rovalt, also known as the Shire. But first I had to find my Samwise Gamgee, and to do so I decided to visit every tavern in Calradia, and in doing so I met some colourful characters, one of which was Temian the Butcher. So Temian, tell me a little about yourself.
What do you want to know about me? My family. Piss on them. I left home as a child and never had cause to regret it. My brothers can take my inheritance, and I hope they choke on it.
Right.
I have fought in a few wars, for one side or the other. You want to know about my comrades in arms? Piss on them too. They all turn on you in the end.
Unfortunately, Temian the Butcher was not my first choice, so I continued searching. Just not right for this part. Let's move along. As my optimism was starting to wane, I bumped into a very good-looking fellow called Orenhard the Grizzled. Why, you look like you might make a good Sam. Tell me about yourself.
I'm drunk, so I'll tell you.
Excellent. Please go on.
I was a soldier. It was my father's profession. I thought it would be easy for me. I wasn't scared of death or hardship, but things happen in war. Not the deaths, the wounds, the screaming, the terrible things. It's difficult to explain.
Ah, yes, the joys of war.
Let's say there's a man. He saves your life. He takes a blow for you, and he doesn't boast about it. He doesn't tell anyone else. He just grins at you because he knows you'll do the same for him. He's your brother. Every man who fights with him is his brother.
Ah, so you have experience having a close brother?
But everyone else, they're beasts to him, and he's a beast to them. And maybe a day comes that he's gone too far, and the Lord is wondering whether to hang him. And a word from you determines whether he lives or dies. And if he lives, that means more peasant women will be raped and old men cut open to look for jewels in their bellies.
Ah, yes, loyalty. Very important.
I said nothing. I let my brother hang. I thought I did the right thing, but every night thereafter I saw accusation in the eyes of my fellows. I could not face them. I felt, and here I am now.
Excellent. Treachery and cowardice. You will make the perfect Samwise Gamgee. Welcome aboard. I now had to hunt down villagers of every faction, which is the easiest way of declaring war against the entire map of Calradia. In the process, I made some pretty unhappy peasants, but such are the sacrifices of war. Once I had successfully waged war against the entire map and created an accurate reflection of the hostile environment of Middle-earth, I made my way back to the Shire, where Frodo and Sam could begin their adventure. I stocked up on 1 bag of grain, 1 fish, 1 slab of meat, and 1 slab of mouldy cheese. I then dismissed my entire army so that Sam and Frodo could finally be alone and begin their Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord Lord of the Rings Frodo experience.
Mr. Frodo? Frodo? Frodo! Sam, we're still in the Shire. What could possibly happen?
Before Frodo could set off on his journey to Mount Doom, he had a surprise visit from an old friend.
What do you think you're doing walking around dressed like a damned woman?
Frodo showed the ring to Gandalf, who was not impressed, and threw it in the fire. Gandalf then extracted the ring and explained to Frodo why his quest was so important and why he had to take the ring to Mount Doom, which he explains in great specific detail. Initially, Frodo was slightly hesitant about the journey ahead, but Gandalf very eloquently explained that the ring must be destroyed by any means. Frodo accepted, but before he could set off on his journey, he had to take care of his hobbit chores, which meant rounding up the horses, shaving the sheep, collecting the eggs from the chickens for his family, saying goodbye to his uncle, auntie, little cousin, and finally his mother, who was not pleased to hear about his quest and reacted very strangely.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Eventually, she came around and wished him luck. Frodo appreciated the well wishes and wished his mum luck too. Frodo then set off and began his epic journey toward Mount Doom. He came across a friendly army and thought it would be a good idea to follow the army through Middle-earth to scare off any hostile attackers. To show his appreciation, Frodo led the battle and helped out tremendously. And congratulated Sam on a well-won victory. Frodo then tried his best to navigate around toward Mount Doom, but he was quickly chased off by an army of 137 orcs, and he cowered all the way back to a local town, where he decided to spend some time in the local tavern, drink some ale, and hopefully muster up some Dutch courage to get back to the adventure. Samwise decided to join Frodo in the tavern and wear his usual attire. Frodo gave Sam a gentle reminder that this was not a brothel. Frodo then decided to try his luck with the local wench, which Sam was not best pleased with. Sam wanted all Frodo's attention and didn't appreciate him talking to women. Frodo then decided to carry on his journey, but had received a pigeon from Aragorn, who needed to speak with Frodo before his journey could continue. Frodo went to visit Aragorn to see what he wanted. Apparently, Aragorn wanted a friendly dance battle to test the hobbit's skills.
Lovely to see you. Go on, Sam.
Having impressed Aragorn with his fat hobbit dancing skills, Aragorn suggested he go and talk to Gandalf at the top of the tower. Seems Saruman had left him a message. Frodo realised that Middle-earth would be full of Sauron's tricks and henchmen, and decided to carry on his journey to Mount Doom. After making it about halfway, Frodo was captured, and then captured again, and held capture again, and again, and Frodo and Sam were captured again. Frodo and Sam were then captured for a total of 12 days in captivity, until they finally escaped, but then were quickly subdued by a foreign army. At this point, Frodo had lost all motivation and realised his quest would never, ever be completed, and that Saruman would win. What Frodo needed was a motivational montage to help him get back on his feet.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Pain is temporary. It may last for a minute, or an hour, or a day, or even a year. But eventually, it will subside, and something else will take its place. If I quit, however, it will last forever.
The margin for error is so small. I mean, 1/2 a step too late or too early, and you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us. They're in every break of the game, every minute, every second.
You got a dream, you got to protect it. People can't do something themselves, and they want to tell you you can't. You want something, go get it. Period.
Don't be afraid to fail. You can't always win, but don't be afraid of making decisions.
You have to believe that something different can happen. He who says he can and he who says he can't are both usually right. Most of you say you want to be successful, but you don't want it bad. You just kind of want it. You don't want it badder than you want to party. You don't want it as much as you want to be cool. Most of you don't want success as much as you want to sleep.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that will fight.
Frodo and Sam had finally made it to Mount Doom, the end of their quest, and where they could finally destroy the ring. But they were pursued by orcs and goblins and needed to regroup.
Frodo wouldn't have got far without Sam.
They were then viciously attacked by the orcs, hobbits, and zombies of Middle-earth. Frodo then made his last-ditch attempt to make it up Mount Doom, and he struggled, and he ran, and he tried his very best with his stinking hobbit feet at this point to get up to the top of Mount Doom, but he was subdued and slid all the way down, all the way back down to the bottom of Mount Doom. Until a hand reached out and grabbed him.
Come on, Mr. Frodo. I can't carry it for you. But I can carry you. Come on!
If you made it this far, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This video took me friggin' ages, but I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, or comment. Do whatever you like, but I hope everyone enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Take it easy, guys.